it's Wendy from Science Made Simple. It's Eurovision Day. I've got my t-shirt, I've got my sparkly LED earrings, and I'm very excited. And I'm going to use today to share some things that science research can tell us about Eurovision. Now, what we're always about in Science Made Simple is trying to show how science research can be applied to everyday stuff and to help us out. So I'm going to see what the research can tell us about how we increase our chances of winning Eurovision. So here we go. Number one, the first thing you need to do to increase your chances of winning Eurovision is be female. Yes, female solo artists win Eurovision about 3 times more often than men. And even more, and the men, that's even more than the groups and the duos. So you've got your best chance of winning if you're a solo female artist. That's what the data can tell us. Science is all about looking for patterns in data and then using it to make predictions. So perhaps the UK, with our single solo female artist, we're doing the right thing. The second thing that can help you out is to be positioned in the right place of the running order. Now, in 63 years of Eurovision, nobody has ever won singing second in that running order. It's a really weak spot. And in fact, the winners, more often than not, 2 to 3 times more often than not, appear in the second half of the running order. In fact, even better is the last quarter. Now, some mathematicians have analysed this and they have found there is a genuine effect that means that the last quarter artists actually win more often. In fact, this is something psychologists know all about. It's called the recency effect, and it's what you might expect. It's that you tend to remember more strongly the things that happened last or most recently. So there's a real effect there. UK are placed 9th this year, so it's not a great spot. Cyprus is one of the favourites, and that's towards the end, so they've got a real advantage. Let's see what happens later on. Poor Spain, they're singing second. We'll see what goes on. So the final thing that might help you is having friends in the right places. Now, everyone feels that Eurovision is a political contest and the UK is never going to win for that reason. But actually, some mathematicians have published a paper in the Journal of Applied Statistics about this, and they studied it in depth using some things called Bayesian statistics. And this is very complicated sort of work that involves lots of different elements, but it's a way of encompassing sort of complex things where you want to analyse complex things. And they found that actually, surprisingly, there isn't any evidence of negative discrimination between countries based on political relationships, but there is evidence of some favouritism between countries that have similar musical cultures and other cultures. So in fact, Britain might be at a disadvantage more because it's seen as isolating itself from those cultures than because politically there's a sort of out to get you attitude. Well, at least that's what the research says. So finally, I'm just going to leave you with this thought. Scientists at Imperial College this week released some new research that suggests that anyone whose country is represented at Eurovision is likely to be about 13% happier with their life satisfaction than those who don't. Now, there's a danger here that you find a pattern in data where one thing looks like it matches another, but it doesn't cause the other. It's that correlation versus causation discussion. But basically all it means is that two things might look related, but one thing doesn't lead to the other. So it's maybe not that Eurovision makes you happy, but for me, it certainly does. So enjoy Eurovision, and I hope you enjoyed that little bit of data to help you predict tonight's winner.